Now, a 19-year-old man from Worcester has been sentenced after admitting to sending a racially offensive message to England and Manchester United forward Marcus Rashford. It happened after the European Championship final against Italy last year. Graham Thomas is at Kidderminster Magistrates Court for us. Graham, what happened there today?
Yes, Justin Lee Price, the teenager who admitted sending an racially abusive text, Twitter message to put it online on Twitter after the finals of the Euros last summer between England and Italy, directed at Marcus Rashford. He's been sentenced here today to 6 weeks in a Young Offenders Institute, and he's also been given a 5-year restraining order which prevents him having any contact with Marcus Rashford, either online or in person. The defendant Price, who's 19, already pleaded guilty 2 weeks ago. Today, for sentencing, the judge, District Judge Strongman, decided that the case was strong enough for Price to be given a custodial sentence. The background to this case is that following that final between England and Italy, 3 players, of course, missing penalties in that final, there was a welter of online abuse directed at the Black England players after that final, including a tweet from Price, which was reported and investigated by the Metropolitan Police. Now, initially, Price tried to hide the fact that he'd put out that tweet by changing his Twitter handle. He was then interviewed and arrested and again tried to deny that he had put out the tweet. In the end, he did admit in a second interview that it was his tweet, and he was given today sentencing for that admission 2 weeks ago. In mitigation, Price's defence admitted that Justin is ashamed and embarrassed by his actions. He's a young man lacking in maturity, his defence counsel said. He also tried to claim that in using the N-word, he was simply using a word that he thought was in common usage in rap music, which he listens to, and therefore he didn't really realise the seriousness of using that offensive term. That argument was dismissed by the judge, who pointed out that Price had actually refused to use the word when he was interviewed by police. The judge said that there was obviously a lot of upset amongst England fans after that final, but some people had taken the view this was a licence to send abusive messages, to say things to people you wouldn't dream of saying to them face to face, and it had become a nightmare for those people at the receiving end, like Marcus Rashford, who were in the public eye. He said, I don't accept you fail to understand the seriousness and the impact of that language. He was given a 9 weeks custodial sentence at a Young Offenders Institute, reduced to 6 weeks for his admission of guilt, and also given a 5-year restraining order. Now, that means he cannot contact Marcus Rashford either online or in person for a period of 5 years, or else he faces further punishment. There was lots of fallout, of course, from that England-Italy final in all kinds of manner off the field. We've had the crowd problems, obviously, at Wembley that day. This is the latest tying up, if you like, of the issues that sprung out of that final. It's very noticeable that this is highly unusual for someone to be given a custodial sentence for something they posted on Twitter. But that was a sentence given today to Justin Lee Price, a 6 weeks custodial sentence in a Youth Offenders Institute and a 5-year restraining order against Marcus Rashford.